I've been in a relationship where my partner was cheating a lot throughout the whole relationship. And I knew something was wrong. I felt something was wrong. I needed to have that proof to my face in order to trust myself.
Such a simple thing, small thing, but it can actually completely ruin the relationship, completely destroy the trust in it.
Welcome to the Heart to Heart Conversations. We are Mayara,
And Steph?
and today we're talking about trust in relationships, specifically snooping. So, whether you are guilty of a little snooping yourself, or maybe if you felt that desire coming up before, this video is for you.
Are you guilty of snooping? Yeah, but we're gonna talk about what is snooping, why do we snoop, we're gonna stay there the most, and then also what to do if we feel this urge and if we did it, how to repair. So yeah, what is snooping at all?
Snooping is when we go through our partner's stuff without their consent, without them knowing. And maybe you're checking their emails, maybe you're checking their messages, their social media accounts, their private belongings. Yeah, you're going behind their back to see, what they're doing, who they're talking to, and they are not aware of it.
So when you say like this, it pushes me to think mostly in the direction that it's a privacy breach. But it's easy to see how somebody can find themselves in this dilemma. They feel something is off, and then the dilemma is, am I going to invade my partner's privacy, or it's my right to know the truth, so I should do it.
Yeah, and it comes down to two things snooping when we feel this desire to snoop. Maybe there is an issue with ourselves. Maybe we have something that we need to work on ourselves, and there is nothing to do with the relationship. Or maybe it is a problem with the relationship. Maybe you're not trusting your partner. There is something that is making you feel, off, and you don't trust that they're gonna be honest, and you feel the desire. So it can be either or. But we are gonna talk a little bit more about
Now
it.
that you said this, it come to my mind that it can actually be the snooping urge can be actually a blessing in disguise if we are aware enough to notice it before we make a damage. It can be a blessing in the sense that is a signal to us that, hey, there is a deeper work I need to do within myself, or there is something off in the relationship. Why am I feeling this way? How is my partner triggering this feeling in me? What actions of his, her? So yeah, but there is some certain amount of underlying reasons that might push us in this direction, right? So let's talk a little bit about those, some obvious ones, and snooping can also come from the unharmful reasons, let's call them like this, like curiosity, when a notification comes to my phone, there's an instant surge of dopamine and desire to check it and see what's happening. So sometimes when you get a message, the thing also comes to my mind, and I look at the phone and I almost reach. If I don't contain this urge of myself, I would do it. I would check it from the simple reason of, hey, curiosity. I'm curious, not because I don't trust you or something.
Yeah. Yeah, and there is also another reason, could be immaturity.
Yes,
When
yeah.
someone is actually doing it, can be immaturity. And maybe like we are not aware of boundaries, we don't know how to build trust, or maybe just that,
We
we are
cannot
immature.
control our impulses.
Yeah.
It's especially snooping was especially big deal for me when I was a teenager, right? And like especially then it was like, wow, this person's phone was like a treasure box. But yeah, it's easy to let these impulses guide your actions and let yourself do this. So so it can be also immaturity. Yeah.
Yeah, and then some deeper issues now is like when we say it's either something with you or something about the relationship. So talking about, you know, things that can be happening to you, a big one is insecurity. You know, maybe your partner don't give you any reason, but maybe deep inside you are like, I don't know if they really love me. I don't know if they're really loyal to me, but it's just because you don't really trust yourself. You feel you may have a low self esteem. It's like, would this person really be like honest, you know, with me? Would they really
Mm.
like? And maybe there can be this insecurity or even just fear, like they're gonna find someone better, and just that all stemming from insecurities. So stemming from insecurities, I never know this word, but another reason as well, like coming from you, it can be that you have past traumas and you have trust issues.
Mm.
Maybe people betrayed you before, lied to you before, and now because you have not healed that within yourself, maybe you're bringing that into your new relationship. And I've worked with clients that were going through this and it was really tough to their current relationship, and you know the partner was not giving any reason, but still they had always this feeling like sooner or later they will betray me. They may be hiding. Oh, she got a message. What can be, you know, she's hiding something from me. So this is just showing that, you know, you may have underlying like trust issues that you are bringing to the relationship, and it means that you need to work on yourself, you know. So yeah, so your relationship can be strong and everything.
Mm.
And these are some of the reasons why they're coming from
Mm.
us.
But it can also be, right, a problem in the relationship itself, that there is a, like a reason for you to have this questioning in your
Mm-hmm.
mind, whether it's uh, whether there is something to be found in the phone or wherever.
Yeah.
And that's when your gut feeling is telling you that something is not right, right? And then you uh, you can resort to it by doing this kind of hidden actions, checking the phone, checking emails, browsing the social media, looking for the likes, hidden likes and comments, and then making stories about, you know, it's very easy to go into this kind of thinking. But what is harder is actually to do the right thing and, yeah, talk about it. Why do you have this feeling at all?
Yeah.
And of course, you know, um, I think people have this kind of uh, there are several outcomes of
Mm-hmm.
snooping. One is that you snooped and you discovered that something is wrong. So you have this kind of, I got it, I
Yeah.
got you, you, I was right all the time, and uh, this is such a harmful behavior. Again, what are you gaining from it? Nothing, right? The other one is that you didn't discover anything, right? And then
Mm-hmm.
you can you just feel guilty, you know? Or the well, also one not good result would be that your partner discovers that you snooped, and then, you know, you went into a big problem. But all of this could have been avoided if you communicated, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and talking, you know, talking more about this, like you have this gut feeling that something is wrong, right? And you may finds that what you're looking for. And in fact, I feel like this is one of the biggest reasons why people do that, because they are sensing something is off. They're feeling, you know, like something is going on and your partner is not being honest with you. And that's the reason why, you know, you can go and be like, okay, let me find out, and maybe you find something. But then you know, the problem is that now you have to say how you found this information, or it may come out and now your partner has something also against you, because you should not be looking through their stuff and invading their privacy, you know. But you know, deeper than that is really the you not being able to trust your partner. So I feel like instead of going through their stuff to try to find the truth, And I know it can be a relief if you're dating a liar, and if you're married to a liar, it can be a relief. Now you can do something about it. So yeah, sometimes, a lot of people find themselves in this situation. But yeah, it's better to have a conversation with your partner and be honest with each other. Or if you feel like your partner is not honest with you, then you have a deeper issue. If you feel like even if I talk to my partner and they're not going to be honest with me, or even if you think that they're already hiding something from you, something that important, like, they're cheating on you or something like that, I feel like you have an underlying issue. And I have experience with that. I've been in a relationship where my partner was cheating a lot throughout the whole relationship. And I knew something was wrong, I felt something was wrong, but because I never had that proof to my face, like I needed to have that proof to my face in order to trust myself. But this was not a good place, because this was just showing me that this relationship is all messed up. Because you should not feel like that in a relationship. If you're feeling like this, and my partner is lying, my partner is hiding something, you definitely have to work on this. This is like a base foundation of your relationship. And you should not feel this way. So you have deeper, it doesn't matter if they're doing something or not, you have to come to the bottom of this feeling so you don't feel this way.
But I think you brought up
Yeah.
another important thing that I was thinking about. Like, we might have a feeling that something is off. And then, okay, we approach our partner and tell him or her, and we are met with justification. And maybe those justifications are
There is always
amazing,
something.
they're great,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
now I'm feeling good.
Yeah.
And then a day or two passes, and again, you feel this something inside is tearing you apart, right?
Yeah.
And you go into this cycle. But I think you mentioned at one point that you were not trusting yourself. And this is another big point, that
Yeah.
if you let yourself be in this kind of vicious cycle of you feeling something is off, they justifying and convincing you that it's not, and this feeling is constantly coming, then you have another problem. You're not trusting yourself, because you should be trusting your instincts and your gut feelings and your body when it tells you that something is off.
Yeah.
And if you are in the situation that you're in a relationship with chronic liars, or somebody who is narcissistic, then you have to take some more radical measures than just talk.
Yeah. Yeah.
But there's also a little bit even sneakier reason why we snoop a little bit darker, right? It's
Well,
I think it's
are we talking about like projection?
yes.
Yeah. Yeah, we are gonna talk more about what to do, right, in these situations, but another sneakier reason is projection. And someone that is lying and hiding, they may also believe that other people are just like them and doing the same. So, for example, if you are with someone and you are loyal, you are honest, but they start really doubting you and putting you against the wall, this is a red flag. Because why are you doubting me so much? Are you hiding something? And so sometimes it's that you are projecting, because you think, because you do it, you think other people are doing as well. So this is also a red flag
Or
to
you
me.
hope that they're doing, so that you can justify your own
Yeah.
misbehavior.
Yeah. So in any case, it's not a good place to be. It's a tricky situation. So it really comes down to getting to the bottom of it, to the root cause of why this is happening. And yeah, you may need some deeper help, like work with a therapist, work with a coach, a mentor, something like this, either you by yourself or you and your partner, if you're in a relationship where you always feel this way. But yeah, maybe we can talk a bit about what to do, right? This is, I'm already jumping ahead. What to do if you feel this way, if you are feeling the urge to check your partner's stuff. So
So you want to prevent this to happen. So
yeah.
let's talk about first what to do if the temptation arises, right? And first and most powerful thing that you can do for yourself is, right, be honest about it. Be aware
Yeah.
that the urge came up. And it's not easy to take a good hard look at yourself and admit you're faulty in any way, but it is nobody's perfect also. So it's human thing to fall under certain misbehaviors and to have the urge to do something that's not right, but we possess the ability to stop it and to then figure out why we got this urge at first point.
Yeah.
So it is all about realizing why, this underlying reason, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And well, I think a start would be to open up, and talk, be honest with your partner about how you're feeling. And this is one step. And the other step is really get to the root cause, to the bottom of it. And again, this is when you may need, a lot of self-awareness, reflection,
Asking
maybe,
questions like, why am I feeling so insecure?
yeah,
Is there anything that my partner did that's making me feel this way? And
yeah.
what can I do differently in the future? Right?
Yeah, you may also ask, because I think the underlying issue here is that, do I trust myself? Because that's the problem, sometimes it's like, is it really something that is happening, or am I just crazy, or am I just making things up? So is that underlying feeling like, how can I trust myself? How can I trust my intuition, especially if you've been wrong before? Maybe you trust someone before and they messed it up, and you are like, how I didn't, I knew it, but how I didn't realize it. Maybe it was this issue that now you don't trust yourself anymore
Yeah,
because
you blame
before.
yourself. Yeah.
Yeah. So you can ask those questions like, why do I feel these needs? What's happening? You can also ask yourself, like, do I have a history of being betrayed? Is this maybe clouding my vision now? You may also need help of a professional, either a coach, mentor, therapist, either both of you and your partner together, or just you. But if you may need them to help you get to the bottom of these issues and be able to actually first, learn how to trust yourself, because if you feel something is off, something is off. So you need to either work on yourself so you can heal those past wounds and these insecurities and all of this, so you can be in a healthy relationship, or you need to trust yourself to know that even if your partner is not cheating on you, but if they're treating you in a way that is not nice, it's not good, it's like, you should, then you need to work on your relationship, because you should not feel this way. And if you feel this way, it's a bad sign. So you have to work on this, finding out and then working on these aspects yourself and or your relationship.
By understanding those reasons, you will be able
Yeah.
to actually resist the urge to do something like snooping.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's very hard. And
Yeah.
then, we mentioned you should talk openly and honestly. But at this point, it's also very important to know how to talk about it and to approach from the I perspective,
Yeah.
because you don't want to come across like
Accusing.
accusing. Exactly. You want to
Yeah.
focus on how certain behaviors affected you and how you're feeling, and to examine with your partner together why is this feeling present. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and yeah, exactly. Knowing how to approach, knowing how to talk in a way that I feel this way. I'm feeling this, and I would like to work on this. Not like you're doing this, and and blaming the person. But
Have you mentioned you had this situation where your partner was cheating, right? So you had
yeah,
this urge.
Well, so yeah, there was one relationship that I remember. Before that, I don't remember, and I don't think it was a problem because I don't even remember. Like this, also, when I was a teenager, we didn't even have much internet and stuff. Maybe it was more like cell phone messages. We had internet, but we didn't use it that much. Like, it was very new. But yeah, when I was in my early 20s, I was in a relationship where my partner was lying throughout the entire relationship. And in that case, yes, I felt the urge, and I actually, I did in many ways, try to find ways. And yeah, but it was a situation where I would find something and he would always come up with an excuse, and I would end up believing because anything that I found was full on explicit. Like
Mm.
he's kissing, he's until I found it, but it took me 2 years, and until I found it, and he was still lying, even being, that's classic. Even when someone is lying, even when they're caught on the lie, sometimes they choose to still lie on top of the lie and not be honest. But yeah, so I did it, and but that was the case. I was in a relationship where, yeah, the guy was just not treating me well. He was not someone, he was not like trustworthy. He was doing everything, like classic things, and I knew it. But just because I didn't see it, I was like lying to myself and choosing to, go for the fantasy than trusting myself. And nowadays, I definitely would do it differently if the guys, their phone is always off, Saturday nights, and the battery is gone on Saturday nights, and there is always some business trip, so it's always stuff like this. If I feel this way, I would not even be in a relationship anymore. And so yeah, I did find some things, but yeah, so this was the only relationship. And another thing too that is kind of that came from that is that when this is happening, he was always telling me, "You are crazy, you're making things up," pretty much. That was the dynamic, me feeling certain ways, and he's like, "You are crazy, you're making things up." And because of all this, like, "You are crazy, you're making things up," you were just jealous, you were
Mm.
just super jealous. And I was thinking, maybe I was the jealous woman, Another thing he said too, yeah, like he was, always blaming on me, like if I was the one, like, they're like fighting, and he would complain that, because I was fighting and stuff like this. And so he's always blaming me. But then later on, I had another relationship, and I didn't feel jealous at all. And that's when I realized, like, wait, I'm not jealous. I just had reasons to be jealous because in this new relationship, I was in I never felt like he was hiding, he was cheating, and he actually would travel for work, and he would work around a lot of women. I never felt a bit of like a feeling like this. And then I realized how that messed up with my self-esteem, just messed up with my mind, because I even believed I was jealous, and I believed I was the wrong one. And then later I realized, no, I'm not jealous. I was just having reasons to feel that
Mm.
way, you know. But what about you? Have you ever were you ever in this
No,
situation?
no, no, actually not. There was never a case, at least that I know, that somebody
Yeah,
tried to snoop on me. But yeah,
yeah.
I mean, for me it's mainly curiosity. That, for example, in your phone, when something comes,
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious to see what it is, but then I feel
Yeah.
stupid about it.
No, but we
But
always ask each other, like, if he was on the
yeah,
phone or if I was on the phone, we were like, okay, what did they say? But that's more
but we
curiosity.
know who is it, and
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. We're like, okay, what were they
yeah,
saying? And it's not even sometimes it's family or stuff like this.
yeah.
Yeah. But it's a tough place to be, and I also, I know a lot of stories of people that found something like this, through snooping, but inside they knew something was wrong.
Yeah.
And
But bottom line,
but
for me, it is a violation of trust.
yeah,
And even though you can justify it by saying, oh, hey, I had a bad feeling and I
mm-hmm.
found something, so it's yeah, I justified it. Uh, no, you know, you it would be better that you didn't do it, that you didn't need a reason of that
Yeah,
kind to proof of that kind to do something that you feel like you should do. Because if it's repeating, if it's you examine the reasons that it's not something that you bring from past relationships, so you separated this, but you saw that there is a, in the actions of the partner something that is making you feel that way, and you communicated to him, and still nothing happened, and you nothing changed, and you still have this feeling, then I believe you should believe this feeling, trust this feeling that something is not right, and that's not your place, and obviously that relationship is not built then on the basis of trust, and thus it is not the relationship that you should be in.
Yeah.
So for me, it's never justifiable. You can always, do it differently. That's better way for you.
Yeah, instead, yeah, we really go for communication and trying to work on that, communicating and going for honesty and transparency, and yeah, finding the bottom line if you need to work on yourself, or if there is stuff you need to work on the relationship, but you're working with your partner. Another thing that comes to me is like, because in a relationship, you want to feel like you are on the same team and
Yeah.
you're working together and you're not against each other. And I've been in relationships before that I felt, yeah, well, we were against each other. It's almost like, who's going to win? But in this case, no, you want to be together and you want to work through things together as a team. So both of you grow, and even your partner also, if someone that loves you and someone that is emotionally mature and grounded, if you say, I'm feeling this way, and maybe something with you, right, you're insecure, you have past traumas or something, then your partner will help you, on the journey, both through their actions but also through supporting you in your healing, and not gonna use that against you. And this is like being on the same team and working, being willing to grow together. And if the relationship is not like this, is again signs that you both need to work on yourselves and in a relationship. And there are ways, it doesn't mean, there are ways that you can work on yourself to grow, to become more mature, and also see if the relationship is good for you. And
Yeah, so this comes down to some relationship basics,
yeah,
such as trust. And yeah,
yeah, building trust.
if you want to learn more about it, you can check our relationship playlist,
Yeah,
relationship foundation playlist. Hopefully you can find some nice resources there. And yeah,
yeah.
I think we can close here.
Yeah, so if you enjoy this kind of videos, remember to click the like button and also share your thoughts, share your comments, your experiences below. And if there is any topic you'd like us to talk about, so let us know as well in the comments or send us an email. Thank you for being here and for watching. We'll see you on the next one.
Ciao, ciao.